Other type of animations within 3D applications are physically based, whether it's a cloth or a dynamic system, colliding or particles. Let's take a look at the cloth system in Maya. I have this object and the dynamics for particles and cloth act upon vertices. So I have this polygon plane that is subdivided into a 10 by 10 grid, giving me enough vertices to bend. Going to the FX menu, I have this plane selected. Go to nCloth, create nCloth. If I play this animation, we're not going to see much. We'll see this plane fall. Goodbye, because this cloth or this physical object doesn't know about the existence of anything else. You have to create colliders. I'm going to select the sphere, going back to nCloth, create passive collider. This allows the physical-based system to know about both this cloth and this passive collider. And when I go back to frame 1, and you have to rewind to frame 1 to play these animations, press play, look at that deformation, and then it just floats away. To capture it, I'm going to create a box. This way it's just not going to float away. Let me make that box a little bigger. And I'll scale it in 2 dimensions. This box will act as the floor. nCloth, create passive collider. Rewinding the system, back to frame 1, pressing play. Then it slips onto the floor. At any point, let me delete the floor. If you like the shapes, imagine you're trying to do a model, drapes on a wall, blanket covering a bed, and you want some interesting deformations, a tablecloth. At any point you like this shape, select the shape, the cloth, go Edit Delete by Type History or click this icon. Now this object, this polygon plane, is permanently like this. I can scrub the timeline, I can play the timeline. It's no longer going to be nCloth. Let's do another experiment with nCloth. In this experiment, I'm going to drop an object into the nCloth, and then I'll tear the nCloth. If you're looking to do a flag or to drape a shirt onto an object, you might follow a similar pattern. Select the object to be the nCloth. Go to FX, nCloth, create nCloth. Select the plane and go to the vertex level and select as many vertices you want. I'm selecting the 4 vertices in the corner. Then go to End Constraint and select Transform Constraint. And what this will do, it will keep those vertices staying put. Kind of think of them as anchors in 3D space. If I press play now, since this is nCloth, it should sag. Just like that. So we just created a hammock. From a modeling point of view, that could be interesting. If I didn't select all 4 vertices, then these 2 will act as a hinge and we'll just make this object drape. Go create an object, a sphere. I'm going to drop this right into this cloth. I'll do that by selecting this object, nCloth, create nCloth. Rewinding this to frame 1, hitting play. Squish, because since it's an nCloth sphere, it knows how to squish. That's kind of fun. Let me delete that. What if I had a passive collider? So now I created another sphere. And this one will be a passive collider. nCloth, create passive collider. I'm going to animate this collider. Selecting the sphere, frame 1, it's up there. By frame, 30, I'm just going to animate it going right through here. Now, we don't see a result. Let me press the S key to record that animation. We don't see a result because in order to see things, we have to play the simulation. Press play. Well, that's fun. Let's tear this nCloth. I'm going to select this object and then go to the vertex level. If I'm picking up the paint selection tool, I just want to select some vertices in the center to be torn. Maybe not all of them. Let me press the 5 key so it's easier to see. Just here. I want the tear to happen there. After you're done selecting, I'm going to pick the Move tool back up. I'm still on the vertex level. End constraint, tearable surface. Those points now turn green, and let me rewind this animation. Pressing the 6 key to see the texture. Pressing play. And there's the tear. That's fun. We can assign the cloth different properties. By selecting the cloth, I'll go to Object Mode. Going to the nCloth Shape 1, clicking on Presets, and you'll see different presets, different materials this can act like. I'm going to select Burlap, giving it a thicker, and select Replace. Burlap, Replace. Let's see the interaction of tearing now. Less flexy when it tears, a lot more stiff.